Welcome to the show for legal shit you want to know. I'm the Lincoln Lawyer. Please forgive me for my voice. I am just getting over a bit of a cold situation, so bear with me. Today we're going to discuss that much maligned and mysterious document known as the prenup. Prenup. Alright, so number one, when I say prenup, I'm talking about any kind of marital property agreement, whether it's prenup, postnup, cohabitation agreement, residential sharing agreement, whatever. Alright, so number two, I am not selling you a goddamn thing here. And I just want to mention, if you think you're shacking up, you don't have to worry about any divorce laws. You're good to go. Nothing to worry about. You're in for a rude fucking awakening, I gotta tell you. So you better be ready for common law marriage. I'm probably going to do another video on this at some point. But FYI, you need to be aware that you are not safe from the long arm of divorce law. Alright, so you are male or female, you need to consider the prenup. If you have millions in the bank, you have millions in assets, you should definitely consider a prenup. If you're dead broke, prenup. Alright, if you don't want that angry, hostile, rude email or text message that you sent 5 or 10 years ago to your spouse ending up in your divorce trial in big blown up letters and opposing counsel is claiming spousal abuse. Oh yeah. If you don't want that time that you disciplined your child, as you have a right to do, maybe you pulled them away from some threat or whatever, ending up in your divorce trial with opposing counsel claiming child abuse. Oh yeah, happened to Brad Pitt. Alright, prenup. If you don't want some asshole in a black robe who doesn't know you, doesn't give a fuck about you, passing judgment on what you've said and what you've done, on your financial future, prenup. Definitely consider a prenup. Alright, now this is a way to take your power back from the state. Take back power and control of your own destiny. Alright, now if you don't want to take your power back from the state, if you like the state having power over you, then this is not the right video for you. You need to rewind, go back to whatever you were doing and forget I said anything. Very simple. Have a nice day. For the rest of you, you need to understand, it is imperative that you understand that marriage is a business partnership, a business arrangement. Alright, in the eyes of the state, the eyes of the law, your credit scores will be judged together by any lender, your taxes will be merged, alright, credits, deductions. So all contracts are going to be signed together by both spouses, or a release obtained from one or the other. You become one entity. One, alright, that's how it works. So you get your life insurance, you get your health insurance, get your property liability insurance, you sign your contracts with businesses. Most people sign a lot of contracts in their lifetime. So that's what this is. Prenup is a contract that is an insurance policy. As we know, as unfortunate as it may be, let's cry about it later, that most businesses do in fact fail. Alright, so most prudent people who plan ahead should always have a plan B. It's just as simple as that. It's an insurance policy for a plan B in case of failure. Now, if it were up to me, prenups would be universal, mandatory by law. All right? Marriage would not be valid without one. Very simple. Now, obviously, the blood-sucking vampiric divorce lawyer superclass would not be too keen on that particular proposal, since it would tend to eat into their, mass profits that they make from the pain, suffering of others, misery of others. I mean, that's what this is. It's a vampiric industry. So it would probably decimate their industry. It would cut the number of lawyers possibly in half, maybe more. So obviously that would not be a favorable outcome for them. But in my opinion, this would be an outstanding result. It would be absolutely wonderful for the country, for everybody, for the entire country, and for everybody involved. All right? Very simple. So I am not going to discuss in detail the prenup. I'm not going to get into reading from a prenup. Just going to do a macro overview of a few key points. Items I'm not going to discuss will include, and you can have anything you want in a prenup. It's can be very thorough. So obviously, first of all, each party needs to have their own counsel. So make sure you get one that you like, you trust, you know, and probably, almost certainly, you would not want the same counsel to do your prenup as will end up doing your divorce in case that comes to pass. So probably don't use the same counsel on that. All right, very simple. So some things I'm not going to be covering is stuff like infidelity that may be in the contract. You can define infidelity, what it means, whether it's petting, it's hugging, kissing, penetration, whatever you want. It can result in the termination of marriage, or it can result in a penalty against the offender. So $5K, $10K, $50K, $100K, $1 million. That is done. Okay, so otherwise it could also end up increasing the share that the non-offending spouse will take from the offending spouse in case of a divorce. So child custody generally is covered very briefly, and mostly that's agreed to be joint custody. Okay, so you can't really do a child custody sharing plan in a prenup because a court will need to approve it. So both parents need to be fit. So as much as you can do is just agree to joint custody. Another thing is living arrangements. It's very common to agree on who will pay for what. One party pays for rent or mortgage, the other party pays for bills, car notes, etc. Whatever you want, it's not a problem, perfectly fine. So another item is life insurance. You can agree to, both parties can agree to maintain life insurance for the benefit of the other. Very simple. And pretty much attorney's fees. So this is something that should be addressed. Each party should be responsible for its own fees. Not too complicated. You don't want one party to be responsible for all attorney's fees, because then the party that's paying is going to be bled dry by the attorney that is being paid for the other spouse. It's pretty common, so you definitely want to do your own responsibility for the fees. So I'm going to continue this in another video. I think that's about it for now. Again, I just want to say definitely prenup is a great idea for everybody to consider. And, it's a form of insurance. It's a form of taking back your power. And I think that's about it. Thank you for watching. Be cool. And see you in the next one.